Welcome to the channel and congratulations on purchasing an electric vehicle. If you're new to electric vehicles and you're looking for life hacks from a longtime EV owner, stay tuned. That's what this video is intended for. We at this household don't have any internal combustion engine cars anymore. We have been all electric for several years. So we have two electric vehicles. Let me show you what those are. This is a 2023 Cadillac Lyriq Debut Edition. We got it with 2 years of free charging at EVgo. Typically, this is the car that my wife drives on a daily basis. And this is a 2022 Volvo XC40 Recharge with a level 2 plus trim. Prior to this, we had a 2019 Tesla Model 3 long range. So we've been an all EV household for a while. This car came with 50 kilowatt hours free with Electrify America. I remember when I owned a gas car, one of my major life goals was to find a mechanic who was reliable and trustworthy. It seemed as though once I found one, it has been like I'd won the lottery. And I kept that person on a very short list of people who I trusted. And then I'd always go back to the same person in order to get a repair done, because it was dependent on my ability to earn a living to have a car that was operational. Since I've had an electric car, there's been no repairs. I don't have a mechanic. I don't look for mechanics. In fact, the whole concept of a mechanic, I don't even know what they would do with an electric car. There's no engine. The Volvo XC40 Recharge that we own has 53,000 miles, and it still has the original set of tires. Next week, I have an appointment at the Volvo dealership to get a new set of Champion tires. They're really nice tires. And it's going to cost about $1,500 for a new set of tires. And that's the only money I've put into the car in almost 3 years. There's been no repairs. There's been no regular maintenance. Nothing. You just replace the windshield wiper blades and put in new windshield washer fluid and replace the tires every 40 or 50,000 miles. In my case, I don't know how those tires have lasted this long, because I've heard that with electric vehicles, tires wear more quickly. But I actually think I could go at least another 5,000 miles with the tires. I'm just doing it because it's at 50,000 miles. It seems like the right thing to do. So if you are new to electric vehicles and you have a mechanic on your short list of favorites in your cell phone in order to call when there's an emergency, you can delete their number. You're not going to need it anymore. Okay, now let's talk about charging. If you own an electric vehicle, you're going to have to charge it. There's just no way around it. You basically have four options. You could either charge out in the wild at DC fast chargers or level 2 if you don't have a way of charging at home. If you do have a way of charging at home, there's 3 ways of doing it. The first way, most cars will come with a portable charger like this, and they have adaptable plugs typically. This one snaps off, and you can change out the plug. As you can see here, this is just a normal plug. You can plug it into a wall and charge your electric vehicle. It's that easy, just like plugging in a blender. The problem is you're only going to gain maybe about 20 miles when you come home after work until you have to leave for work again the next day. So 20 miles is not that much. In my case, I've actually been doing this type of charging where I just plug it right into a wall because my commute has recently decreased, and I can recoup the number of miles sufficiently just by plugging into a wall. And for me, since I park on the other side of the garage, it's more convenient than having to haul this long cable, which I'll get to in a second. So if you have a short commute, you have an electric vehicle, and you stay home one day over the weekend, very likely you don't have to spend any money on any additional charging infrastructure. You could just plug it right into a wall and it'll work just fine. Secondly, you could change out this plug for something like this. This is called a NEMA 1450 plug. What this plug is the same one that goes into the dryer, and I think it's the same one on the backside of electric ovens and things like that. And as soon as I get this cap off, there we go. Same kind as heavy appliances. You could have an outlet like this installed in your garage. Most garages don't have it. We had this one installed. You can see it's right next to the breaker. It was a short run. You plug it in. And you'll be able to recoup, even if you're down to zero, you could recoup by the time it takes, eat dinner, go to sleep, wake up, you'll be fully recharged using an outlet like this. So this cost us about $850 to have installed. No additional hardware necessary. Or you can have what's known as a hardwired charger. This charger does not have any plugs. It's wired right into the breaker. So we have two circuits, one for the Tesla charger and one for the car charger. Because it's hardwired, it can go up to 48 amps, meaning it's a little bit faster than that one, but not by that much. Really, the benefit is that it's permanently mounted. So if you're going to be moving from your house in the next couple of years, you probably don't want to have it permanently mounted like this. Plus, you actually have to pay for the charger itself. So there's added cost. With the plug, you could just use the charger that came with your car. So advantages and disadvantages to each one of the different options. If you're only commuting a short distance and stay home one day out of the weekend, you can get away with level 1. If you're thinking of moving from your house sometime in the next couple of years, you probably can do a NEMA 1450 outlet with a NEMA 1450 plug and a portable charger and get along just fine. Or if you want to have a little bit more of a premium experience and you're thinking of being in your house a little bit longer, you can upgrade to an actual wall charger. But really, any of these work, or you can do none of them. And as I said, just charge at DC fast chargers in the wild. There's a lot of discussion that it is less convenient to take a road trip in an electric vehicle because you have to stop longer to charge. Absolutely true. However, my experience after owning an EV for 3 years is the vast majority of my driving is not road trips. I suppose if my job is to cross the entire United States multiple times a month, it would be an issue, but that's not. My routine is very local, taking kids to Taekwondo, going grocery shopping, getting to and from work, a few entertainment venues, things like that. And occasionally we take road trips, but the road trips that we take are not really far enough where we even need to concern ourselves with DC fast charging. And when we do, it's maybe 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And on the rare occasion that we go a considerable distance, like we're looking at going to Pittsburgh in the not too distant future, then we stop and we charge. It's not an issue. It really is not an issue. I don't know how to say it otherwise, but it's one of those things that I've given up trying to convince people about. You as a new electric vehicle owner, I challenge you. Take a road trip, enjoy life. You'll see that in an electric vehicle versus a gas car, there's really not that much of a difference. Instead of stopping at a gas station, going to the bathroom, and then immediately leaving, you stop at a gas station, you go to the restroom, you come back, you surf social media for 10 or 15 minutes, and then you go. That's it. When you are planning a road trip, if you purchase a Tesla, it's incredibly easy. There is really nothing to plan. You just sit down in your Tesla, you plug in the navigation of where you're going. The Tesla will take care of all your charging stops and plot the best route, including traffic, and get you to your destination with the very prolific, ubiquitous Tesla supercharger network. It's amazingly simple. So easy, no credit cards. You just show up, you plug in, the car immediately ramps up. Everything is optimized for Teslas. And I understand Elon Musk and Donald Trump were just on the internet last night and causing a ruckus. So if you have reason to not choose a Tesla because not of the technology, but for other reasons, perfectly understandable. There's lots of other electric vehicle options, or if you just don't like the Teslas. For instance, in our case, the Tesla Model 3 2019 long range that we had was a little too low for us. So we wanted something that sat up a little bit higher, so we traded it in for the Cadillac Lyriq when we had an opportunity to do so. And it's a much more comfortable car. So for us, that fit our lifestyle a lot better. And we're very happy Cadillac Lyriq owners. So if you are in a non-Tesla, it is very important as a new electric vehicle driver that you need to accept the fact that you don't have access to the Tesla supercharger network, at least not yet. Even if you are in a Ford or a Rivian, and GM is going to be getting access soon, and Volvo after that, and then Mercedes, BMW, Nissan, and everyone else, Hyundai, Kia, it's only a part of the supercharger network. So eventually you're going to have to be introduced to the other chargers that are out there. Now, here's what I need to caution someone who is new to electric vehicle ownership. If you're taking a road trip in a non-Tesla, do not rely on your in-dash navigation, because you think it's plotting a course, which it does well, and that it will select a charging stop that you'll pull up to, you'll plug in, and then you'll continue on your way after it finishes charging. But what if the car directs you to a location that is inoperable, and then you don't have enough charge to get to another place? Your only option at that time is to call a tow truck. It's very frustrating. So you don't want to get into a situation like that. I've given up on in-dash navigation. We own 2 non-Teslas, as you saw. And so there's 3 apps you can use for trip planning. This is called PlugShare. It's what I personally prefer. But there's also something called ChargeWay, and a third one called a Better Route Planner. A Better Route Planner was recently purchased by Rivian, but it is arguably the most popular. I like PlugShare because it has some real-world feedback from people. So let me just go to Wilmington, North Carolina, because that's where my brother-in-law is, and I actually know the area quite well because I never do any DC fast charging in my hometown because that doesn't make sense. I only charge really when I'm going away from my house at any distance, and Wilmington, North Carolina is a good example of where I would have to DC fast charge. And the truth is, my brother-in-law has chargers at his house, so I don't really charge there. I used to, but I don't anymore. There is a new charger at a Volvo, and you could see that it's green, or it looks like it's active, but when you get in here, it's actually showing as unavailable. So if my car was directing me here, I would show up and I would not be able to charge. The little wrench icon in PlugShare indicates a coming soon location. So Electrify America is putting in a new station here. I think it's 6 stalls. And Circle K also is putting in a new station, which is 4 stalls. Neither one of these are available yet, though, so I can't use those. So I would have to use one of these other ones. And so there is a dealership in downtown, right near where my son goes to school at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Oh, there's my car. And I did charge there once, but it's important to check it before you go. And right here it says, please list this as could not charge. So people are having problems with this charger. The good news is, just right around the corner at the Scotchman's gas station is a brand new charger that just went in. And we could look at the notes here. And people are saying that they're only getting 36 kilowatts, and at least there's something available. So the human interaction and feedback with PlugShare I find to be invaluable. So here's what I recommend if you are a new EV owner and you're going on a road trip in a non-Tesla. Make a plan for where you're going to charge and expect it to be broken. So always have a backup plan. So you need a plan and then a backup plan. And I know that sounds frustrating. Unfortunately, that's the reality of the situation that we find ourselves in. Now, there's lots of companies getting ready to unleash just a massive amount of reliable DC fast chargers throughout the United States, where in a couple of years, likely, this is not going to be a problem anymore. But in all honesty, it's a problem now. And if you get in your car and expect to be able to charge where the in-dash navigation says, and you can't, you're going to be in trouble. So always have a plan and then have a backup plan. So congratulations on your new electric vehicle purchase. I hope this video has been informative, and thank you very much for watching.